Good evening, team, and welcome to the Round the Archives videos. People who watch this video may have also seen our videos about Are You Being Served?
Take that off.
Careful, it might explode!
If you do that,
Boom! There you are.
I think this has not got any poppiness left.
No
so.
poppiness.
No.
Now that's what we keep our video camera in.
Yes.
To keep it all snug
All
and
snug
warm.
and safe.
So, Lisa.
Yes.
Kerblam!
Yes.
Exclamation mark.
Exclamation mark. Well, I think you did the exclamation mark in Kerblam.
Yes.
Kerblam! That's the exclamation mark, isn't it? So.
But
Yes.
another sci-fi story.
Yes.
But very interesting.
Yes. Hmm.
I was thinking of Andrew Cartmel all through it.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure he'd be delighted to hear that. Like you, Andrew.
I don't mean like that. Although he has got a very nice pussy.
Yes.
But it did feel very McCoy era to me.
Yeah, you could see Sylvester and Sophie wandering around and Sylvester just going to places he's not supposed to go, and
Yeah.
like he does.
But
you know.
it felt a bit like Paradise Towers.
Yeah.
A bit like Greatest Show in the Galaxy. You know, I can see
Influences.
I can see that sort of thing going on. But what did you think then?
Yeah, we've just watched it for the second time because I realised that I missed a lot on the first viewing.
Okay.
Partially because I spent a lot of it trying to work out who the actress was that was playing Kira.
Right.
And I've not actually seen her or anything, but I've seen her in interviews because she was in Vanity Fair.
Mm-hmm.
And it was distracting. But yes, but watching it again, I can now see where they're going with the story, because there's been a lot of chat about this one that it's supporting capitalism. Can't say that.
You were going to say caterpillism.
Capitalism.
I'd love to work under caterpillism.
It's like, and I don't think it is. It's just it's saying that, you know, these things have their place as long as they're done in the right way.
Well, I don't think you ought to shake the sort of economic system of the galaxy in this one too much, and it's something that I said to you when we were watching it. I said we're going to have an interesting diversion in this video, and it's all to do with the nature of work and why people work and that sort of thing. And they're saying that like 10% of the people are working and 90% aren't.
Yeah.
Which, to me, is an unsupportable system.
Yeah, because I did wonder how the people that are ordering from Kerblam...
Where they get their money from. Well,
yeah,
precisely. Because let's get very fundamental here. Why do people work? To make money, basically.
Yeah.
And why do people need money? To pay for things.
Yeah.
So why can't people have things for free?
Because then you wouldn't make any money. Oh, this is one of those ones that goes round in the circle, isn't it?
Yeah. Think about when barter was invented.
Yeah.
A bloke had some carrots, and another bloke had some bread, and the bloke with the bread wanted the carrots, and the bloke with the carrots wanted the bread. So they swapped. Money basically is to enable things to move about from one person to another.
Yeah, because it always interests me that because when you look at a banknote, that piece of paper doesn't actually mean anything.
I promise to pay the bearer.
All it is it's a promise to pay somebody the value of that banknote.
Yeah.
So technically, that piece of paper is not worth anything.
Now, think about Star Trek, especially Star Trek: The Next Generation. Why are they on the Enterprise?
Well, presumably, it is work, I suppose.
They don't get paid. They don't get paid for it.
No, because they don't need to get paid.
And do you know why they don't get paid for it?
Because the Federation's moved on from that.
Because they've got a replicator.
So they just replicate stuff.
They can make anything they want.
So you don't need to pay for anything.
So you don't need to pay for anything.
Does that work with houses, though?
Yeah. Presumably you can make anything just from the raw energy and raw materials. Well, yes, but you could build a big one. Yeah. But the Clangers had a replicator once. A machine landed that kept on generating sort of plastic things. It was tat, it has to be admitted. But there's an essay by Arthur C. Clarke talking about the replicator right? And it's a machine basically that can make anything, including itself, right?
Okay.
And all you need to supply it with is some raw materials like air and things like that, or water, and it can do molecular construction to make any other element out of it. Okay. And the moment you've got one of those, the whole economic system that we work under breaks down completely.
Oh, I'd love to see some of the faces of some of those people that have got all the money at the top.
Yeah, because
when they discover it's not worth anything anymore.
Yeah, because everyone would have the same power, basically, to make anything they wanted. Okay, so if you've got that system, then the only thing that's worth anything is human imagination.
Okay.
And like being creative and things like that.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you've got computers that are so far advanced, they can write stories and make music and things like that as well.
Okay. Yeah.
And in sort of Arthur C. Clarke's essay, he said about eventually we will have to disinvent the concept of work. Okay. Once we can like transform matter and things like that, you know, this is thousands of years in the future. But nobody needs to work. And getting to that situation is the hardest thing society... because basically it's already... It started to happen in the riots, the Luddite riots. Because people were concerned that machinery
was
taking their jobs away. And that's still... It's still part of a process that is happening now.
Yes.
Because... lots more jobs have become automated. Yeah. Now, you've worked in retail and dispatch and things like that.
Well, retail,
yeah. But also, you know, when you first started working, you were dispatching stuff around the world, weren't you?
Well, yeah, I worked for a shipping company,
And eventually, all of those functions can be done automatically.
Yeah.
I work in science. Eventually, all of my functions could be done by machines. So... what do people do?
Yeah.
And if fewer and fewer people are working, exactly as you say, where does the money come from to buy stuff? And it's really hard to work out.
I have seen this. There's still, but there'll have to be a universal income that people get paid not to work.
Yeah.
But where does that universal income come from?
Yes, it's very, very difficult, and I've never heard a politician even give a sensible answer to this. It's not a problem for now, but it will be a problem in thousands of years' time. So it's really interesting, and I'd love to be able to see what society would be like in several thousand years' time, just to get an answer to that theoretical question. So yeah, it's a great one. But yeah, I told you we go on a diversion. Okay. For that. But it's a very, very interesting area to start poking at. Yes. But I don't pretend to understand all of it. But there are some very sort of weird consequences that technology could sort of lead society to. But yeah, I mean, I love all the robot imagery, you know, the glowing eyes, because, you know, you're thinking robots are death.
Robots are death, yeah.
But then it's also the bus conductor from Greatest Show in the Galaxy, isn't it? Yeah. So, the stuff on the conveyor belts is hilarious, you know.
I love the bit at the start when Judy tells her that, you know, you're not allowed on the conveyor belts, and if you get on the conveyor belts, it's instant termination. And the look on the doctor's face is just, because you can just tell she would love to ride on the
the conveyor belt. Yeah, I know.
Because it's a very doctorish thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah, can have a go at that. But, I mean, this is, although it's sort of presented as quite a bright... sort of colourful episode. It's in terms of what's happening, it is actually very dark territory, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
And again, it's a humanoid villain or human villain. I don't know, because he comes from Kandoka, presumably. Yeah. I don't know if humans have colonised Kandoka. Yeah. But they've all got human names.
Well,
we're quick with the human.
That's the thing, because you've got the two sort of executives, haven't you? Yes. And it's never made clear who the bosses are.
No.
I mean, could it be the company from the Sunmakers?
It could be, yeah. All praise to the company.
Yeah, it's really not clear. And I like the fact that everybody watching it will have a slightly different idea of what. If you really stop and think about what this world is, there's room for lots of sort of imagination if you really want to get involved in thinking about it. But yeah, so it's Pete
Thai, I think it's pronounced.
Yeah, I was going to say how do you
I'm
pronounce
not sure.
it? Have you seen his photo from Longleat?
Yes.
Where he was standing in the
TARDIS.
TARDIS.
In the TARDIS, and he got to do that in real life.
So this is again, I don't really know his work.
No, he lives in Australia, so he does a lot of stuff for Australian television.
Okay.
He's done Wentworth, which I believe is a prison series.
We should mention Vinny Patel, shouldn't we?
Oh yes.
You've been talking to him about
We've
cats.
We've been talking to Vinny Patel about cats.
Yeah.
Hello, Vinny. Hello, Chill Cat and Pretty Cat.
Yeah.
That's his cats.
Because he put up some pictures of his cats, and we had to ask what they were.
Yeah.
What were their original names? I can't remember.
I can't remember now.
No.
Well, there's no good retaining information like that because that's not what they're called now.
No. Well, it's like ours changed names, didn't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd certainly like to see Pete McTighe come back as well.
Yes.
I think this new sort of influx of writers is interesting. That we're getting some very different voices.
Yes.
We're getting some very different styles of story. And let's look ahead to the Witch. Is it the Witchfinders?
The Witchfinders.
The Witchfinders.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is another one we've been looking forward to, isn't it?
I'm getting the impression that it's going to be a very bleak episode.
Yeah.
I'm reading the preview about it.
Yeah.
Because it looks really sort of dull, and apparently they had torrential rain for a lot of it. And although that was inconvenient for them, it set the feel of the episode.
But yeah, let's talk about that one
when it comes out.
When we get to it. Although we should, of course, mention Alan Cumming as well when we do that. And has he got a false nose?
I don't know. It didn't look real. No. It doesn't look like his nose, but then they've got to make him look like as much like James the First as they possibly can. So they have to give him a nose like James the First.
Have you filled in your form for Kerblam?
I have filled in my form for Kerblam.
What things did you say this time?
I gave it an 8 out of 10 overall.
Yeah. Did you have to describe the robots?
No.
All right.
No, just the humanoid characters. So I had to describe what I thought of Charlie. I had to describe what I thought of Slade, the warehouse boss.
Yeah.
And I had to really think about that.
Yeah. Because
I know he's doing what he thinks is best.
What did you put?
I put cold because he comes across as a very cold person.
I put secretive.
Yeah, see, now I wished I'd done that because I think I've given a false impression.
It's all right, but no, that's the thing. It's your form. It's not my form. I'm not here to script
because I had to say what I thought for Charlie, and I said misguided.
Yeah.
Because I said to you after watching it yesterday and thinking about it that again, it's quite relevant to today's sort of politics in the air.
But that's a perfectly normal thing for Doctor Who to do, all the way back.
It's not a complaint, but when I thought about it, I thought that the thing about the robots and automation doing 90% of the work, and I might be reading too much into it or seeing too much into this, is the equivalent of people coming from another country to do work, taking our jobs.
All right, I see.
That's the feeling I got with it. So I don't think it's praising capitalism, and I don't think it's praising it's putting saying activism is bad. It's just saying that you have to be careful how you use that activism because you can use it for good to get more people jobs. But when you use it in the way that Charlie uses it to kill people, that's obviously the wrong way to do it.
Yeah. All right, interesting. Okay, but yeah, another. In terms of the sort of sci-fi ones here, I think this one I'll probably rewatch most.
Yes, I think this one's out of the ones we've seen so far, and excluding the fact that I like the Pating.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to like that episode because it's got the Pating in it. This is probably the best one so far.
But I like the way that you assume certain things about the way the story is going to go.
Wrong.
Yeah, is it going to be just a go at Amazon or that, or is it going to be the robots or the killers, or is it the company man is, and each time you think you assume something, you're
shown
to be wrong.
Yeah, shown to be wrong. Yeah.
So it's very sort of intelligently sort of plotted that it guesses what you're going to think, and then, but cleverly subverts it.
Yes.
Because that whole thing about the Doctor having the white loop thing.
Yes, you don't actually think that until you've seen the whole episode.
Yeah.
In fact, you probably don't even think about it until you see it for the second time.
No, because you have the joke that Graham ends up with the maintenance man, and it's played as a joke, but actually, had the Doctor not basically interfered, the system would have got her closer to him right from the start.
Yes.
And I think that's what it was trying to do.
Yeah.
It wasn't based on the fact that, it did a scan and decided that was the best job. It was going to give her that position anyway. Yeah. So the fact that the Doctor fiddled actually didn't help the situation.
No, delays the story, which obviously you have to do, otherwise the story's over in 15 minutes.
But the way it's disguised simply as a joke,
it's very clever.
It is a very good bit of sort of misdirection, I think.
And I also, it didn't occur to me, because it's a very clever thing to have the company called Kerblam, because that is what is going to happen when the people get the parcels, because you can't help it. Everybody does it. You pop the bubble wrap.
Let it go. You're not popping mine because it's the only protection the camera's got.
Well, we had a load in the cupboard for ages that we kept for some reason. And you pop it, and you like it would go Kerblam. It's like a comic strip.
Oh, Lyra, hear me.
Stop being Noah. So it's an interesting episode.
Yes, I enjoyed it very much. Okay, so back again, same time next week.
Well, possibly slightly earlier.
Well, maybe earlier, maybe later. Don't know. For the Witchfinders.
Witchfinders.
Bye bye.
Bye.